Siomra
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Sure Look, Sure Listen, the podcast that takes a pop at culture.
Sure look, sure listen. Sure look, sure listen.
Sure look, sure listen.
Sure look, sure listen.
Sure look, sure listen.
Sure look, sure listen.
Sure look, sure listen. Benjamin, we're back. It's 2022. We've both survived and we're looking forward to a long and prosperous year. But sure look, don't worry about any of that because we have lots of stuff to look at. For example, Benjamin, did you know that Spider-Man is the number one box office film of all time or something else similar to that?
That sounds about right.
No, it's not. It's wrong. But also, Benjamin, we're going to take a look at the film that has been called the COVID of films, Matrix Resuscitations.
Yes.
And we're looking at the Book of Boba, or as we say here, the Book of Boba.
Sure, listen, Michael, if that wasn't enough, I've forgotten how this conceit works and I nearly didn't get my bit right there. We're also going to be taking a look at the main topic of the week, which is transformative fatherhood, space switchers, and how fatherhood is used as a device to propel male characters to redemption.
Yeah, you can know someone's a good egg if they're a dad.
Yeah, that's all. That's all it is. How not like real life, Michael? How not like real life?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's a little grim insight into your life there, Ben. Benjamin! Speaking of father figures, it turns out, Benjamin, that your favourite film of last year, Spider-Man No Way Home, which
Yes.
we're going to try to avoid spoiling, but
For some reason.
But you know, if you're existing on the internet these days, it's probably well and truly spoiled if you haven't
Yes.
seen it. Isn't it interesting, Ben, that people seem to be holding off on spoilers for this one more than any film, I think, in history?
I think they just want people to enjoy it the way they enjoyed it, Michael.
Yeah, the last time I can think of people being this pernickety about spoilers was The Sixth Sense.
Oh, that was a very important spoiler, Michael. As you know, he sees dead people.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it
yeah.
turns out that Bruce
Yes.
Willis is dead. Oh, I've spoiled it, sorry.
You've spoiled it, Benjamin. The Sixth Sense. The original film had the subtitle, The Sixth Sense, subtitle, Bruce Willis is a ghost. But
Bruce Willis is a ghost.
But they felt that spoiled too much. Benjamin!
Yeah.
We've gone on such a rant that my original segue isn't going to make any sense. Benjamin, speaking of big daddies, we're talking about the film which is the big daddy of last year's box office, Spider-Man No Way Home. Did I say that? I don't remember. Benjamin,
Yeah.
it's Sony's most successful film ever.
That's not surprising. Sony has a shit record.
Well, they made $1 billion on that first goddamn Venom film, Ben.
Did they?
They did. Venom made
That's
$1 billion.
too much money.
Too much money for such a bad film. And the second one didn't make $1 billion, which I found good.
Yes, because that's an accurate depiction of the film that it was.
Yes, an average film. Benjamin,
Yeah.
Sony's highest grossing film ever. Easily the highest grossing Spider-Man film ever.
Right.
I think the second highest opening weekend of a film of all time.
Ooh.
Behind only Endgame, Ben.
That's good.
What an incredible success.
Tom Holland must be feeling pretty good about himself right about now.
Yes, because as we know, Tom Holland is the only actor in it and he carries the entire thing himself.
It's all right.
Oh, Ben! We were avoiding... You're going to get... Someone's going to be annoyed at you for that one.
Oh, well, just take it out, Michael.
No,
just
I'm not going to...
Bleep me.
I'm not bleeping you.
Put in a whip sound effect.
I'm not bleeping you, Ben. I'm not bleeping you.
Sound effect.
We're recording this too late on Sunday evening. You've eaten into all my editing time. Please send all complaints directly to Michaelandbenjaminspodcast at gmail.com. And please put in the tagline, Ben is a real son of a bitch.
Put in a Tobey Maguire no or something
for
over
God's
it.
sake.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Oh,
Really
anyway,
confuse
Ben.
people. Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
I was just talking to my good friend and your friend, Jim.
Yes.
And I worry, Benjamin,
Yes.
that he has contracted the COVID of the film.
Oh, no.
Now, I know what you're asking. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Mick, what is the COVID of the film?
I was thinking that.
You were thinking that. So, Benjamin, I'll tell you what it is, right?
Right.
He has called me because he's just been back from the cinema.
Oh, I see.
And he's been to the cinema and he's seen The Matrix, Ben. The Matrix 4, The Matrix Resuscitations.
The Matrix, best to leave it out. Yeah.
Yes. And what he has said to me is that he's thoroughly enjoyed it, Ben.
Now, Michael, that doesn't make a lot of sense with what I've seen in reaction to the film.
Right, Benjamin. And that's why I think he's got film COVID.
As
Because-
in... go on.
Oh, no, go on. You preempt my joke there. Though.
I was just going to say a complete lack of taste
yes,
when it comes to films. Yeah.
That was the punchline. Thanks a million.
It was very good, Michael.
Yeah,
it was very
yeah.
good. I'm sorry.
Thanks
I'm sorry.
for,
you
thanks
set
for-
it up too well, Michael. That's
You could
what
argue, yeah. Yeah, you could argue. So it's no use anyway.
So here, come here to me. I've not seen it, Michael.
Good. Keep it that way.
Keep it that way, Michael. You just before our Christmas break, you went off and you had a little look-see.
I did, Benjamin. Against my best practice and common sense, I went to see The Matrix Resuscitations. And it's no good at all.
Right. Now, Michael, we are going to do spoilers for this, and I think it's fair to do spoilers for this.
Big spoilers.
Yeah, big old spoilers.
Here they come.
You're going to walk me through some of your favourite just blundery moments of this. First of all, where is Lawrence Fishburne? Why isn't he in it?
He's not in it, Ben. He died. Morpheus died in the canon video game, The Matrix Online.
That's bollocks.
No, I mean, if there's one thing that I really like about this, is that they stuck to that.
I think that's really stupid. And if I was Lawrence Fishburne, my buns would be chapped.
I don't think they would, Ben, because I am 100% sure that they approached Lawrence Fishburne and he went, in traditional Australian fashion, nah.
just a straight up no from Lawrence Fishburne.
It was just a no from Lawrence Fishburne. I imagine it was a no from notorious no man Hugo Weaving.
Hugo Weaving's a man for the nose.
He's some man for the nose. He'll say no to anything. He won't be anybody's Megatron.
He loves a no.
He won't be a Megatron. He won't be a Red Skull. He won't be an Agent Smith. So, Benjamin.
Yes.
This film is set 20 years after the first Matrix, or is it?
Or is, I don't know. Is it?
I don't know either. I don't care. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Because, Benjamin, it's such a bizarre thing. All right.
Okay.
Brief summary, right? Brief summary. Thomas Anderson, Ben, he's a video game designer.
Mr. Anderson. Yes.
Mr. Thomas Anderson. He's a video game designer, Ben. And 20 years ago, he designed a very successful series of video games called The Matrix.
Oh, good for him.
And now, Ben, he's living in the world and he's not really having a great time and he's having some mental health issues.
Oh, no.
And he's worried, Ben, that the old mental health is going a bit wonky. So he's seeing a therapist, Ben.
Oh, who's the therapist, Michael?
The therapist is TV's Doogie Howser, MD.
Oh, get out of town.
One Neil Patrick Harris.
Oh.
And Benjamin, the whole thing is this real or is he back in the Matrix?
Oh, Michael, that sounds like a silly conceit.
And Benjamin, we're going to go into spoilers now.
Yes.
Are you ready? Because
Yeah.
we're going into spoilers. We're going to go into spoilers for the film The Matrix Resuscitations.
Yes.
He's back in the Matrix.
Oh, get out of town. What's he doing back in the Matrix?
He's back in there, whether he
What?
wants to be or not.
Why?
Benjamin, it can be explained by no other thing than the power of love.
Oh, the
So-
force from above.
Yeah, pretty much, exactly. So if you remember at the end of The Matrix 3, The Matrix Revolutions?
I don't know.
The Matrix robots, I don't remember, Ben. In The Matrix 3, Neo and Trinity both die,
Do they?
destroying the Matrix.
Okay.
But Ben,
If you say so.
yeah, I think so. But Ben, a new program won Neil Patrick Harris.
Oh, Neil.
Yeah, he's gone, the Matrix is very unstable these days. I've made myself a Matrix, but it's no use, it keeps collapsing. And the only thing that's going to stop it collapsing is the power of love.
A force from above.
Yes, exactly. And you know who has love? Thomas Anderson and Trinity.
Oh, they're mad. They got mad love.
They got mad love. So what I'm going to do using my Matrix powers is I'm going to have their bodies rebuilt
Okay.
and then reinsert them into the Matrix as though nothing ever happened.
That doesn't seem to... Now, stop me if I'm wrong here, Michael.
I will. You know I will, Ben.
I know you will. But that doesn't seem to make a lot of sense.
Well, Benjamin, a lot of the Matrix doesn't make sense because
that's true.
the whole central conceit of the robots using the humans as batteries doesn't make sense. Let's be honest.
Yeah, we're not great batteries. It's not a good
Not
good
great
system.
batteries. You're losing more energy, but that's neither here nor there, Ben. The major crime that this film commits is that it's boring.
Oh, that is a sin.
It's just boring. It has none of the visual excitement. It introduces nothing new to the world of the Matrix. Nothing that might have a lasting impact on pop culture.
That sounds crap.
Yeah, it's like a half parody, half Matrix fan film, half boring hour. And I tell you what, I didn't like it.
It doesn't sound like you did. You know who did like it?
Our friend Jim.
Our friend Jim.
Yes, but he contracted film COVID and therefore lost his sense of taste.
That's a great joke. You should have said that earlier.
I was bloody trying to set it up and you bloody preempted me. I'll tell you what.
You set it up too well, Michael. You set it up too well.
Yeah.
Come here to me. I heard there's one little bit at the end. There's a post-credit sequence, Michael.
Yes.
What's that about?
It's not making people very happy, Ben. The first 40 minutes of this
Right.
it's so meta-referential to what's gone on in the world surrounding the Matrix of the last few years.
Meta-referential.
It's so meta-referential, Ben. It's things like Warner Brothers have told us they're making the fourth Matrix with our involvement or not, so we have to do this.
Oh,
Someone
okay.
actually says that, Ben.
Oh.
Now, the gag is that they're talking about the fourth Matrix video game, not the fourth Matrix film. I'm doing a big winky face, you see. I'm doing a big winky face.
Oh, yeah.
Don't know why my tongue's sticking out.
Excellent podcasting here from both of us. I tell you what, Michael, that new ring light of yours really adds to the visual gags that you have. Oh, look at that.
Little big wink.
At that.
Don't take a photo. I can see you taking a photo.
I'm just I'm not taking any photos. Don't be silly. Don't be
I'm
silly.
doing a big wink.
I wouldn't
Benjamin.
Do that. Yeah.
Everyone loves Keanu Reeves.
I think it's universally acknowledged that Keanu Reeves, bit of an all right bloke.
He seems like an all right bloke, but I tell you what, Ben, he's a man well into his 50s.
Yes.
And he's not doing any kung fu's anymore.
He can't, Michael. He's well into his 50s.
Well into his 50s, Ben. And Carry-On Moss, Ben. Bloody seminal role of Trinity in The Matrix, the original. Have you ever seen The Matrix?
I have, yes. I've seen the original Matrix quite a few times.
Seminal role, Ben. Absolutely seminal. And I tell you what, though. Well into her 50s.
She's well into her 50s.
She's not going to be doing any kung fu anymore.
You can't. She's well into her 50s.
Well into her 50s. So Neo develops a special new move, Ben, a kind of force push.
Right.
And anytime someone tries to do a cool martial arts fight with him, he just goes, and then they get
a little blast.
Yeah, and the first time you see it, you say, oh, that's kind of cool. He can do the force now.
Okay.
But I tell you what, one of the best things about it is it means you don't have to do any choreography.
Yeah, it's handy, isn't it?
Because everyone's just force pushing each other around the place.
That sounds shit.
Oh, Ben, it's hard. It's hard going. It's very hard going. It's half self-parody, half remake, half meta-referential nonsense. Oh, the post-credit scene. So the post-credit scene, the whole post-credit scene, from what I remember, because I don't remember that well, the whole post-credit scene is about... What's it about, Ben? Why did it upset people?
I don't know. It's just got people yammering.
That's pretty much
it either makes the whole film make sense, which isn't very good because it's a post-credit sequence.
It doesn't. It doesn't make the whole film make sense.
Okay.
It's just more meta joking about what can we get away with in this game.
Oh, okay.
Then, very unpleasant. I thoroughly disliked it.
That is very unpleasant, Michael.
I don't think I have anything redeeming to say about it, other than Carrie-Anne Moss and Keanu Reeves are quite likeable.
I think that's generally true for real life too, though, isn't it? They're just quite a likeable pair.
I don't know if they are in real life, because they're actors, you see, so they might be an absolute pair of absolute bastards. I don't think they are, but the characters that they play in this film, by hook or by crook, are quite likeable.
Oh, and that's good, Michael.
The new take on Morpheus is at least an attempt to be interesting.
What is that, by the way? What happens there? How do they explain that away?
So he's dead, obviously.
Yes, he died in the video game.
In the video game, exactly. And someone in it, I can't remember who, but someone in it programmed Morpheus into the new Matrix. So it might have been Thomas Anderson, subconsciously.
Okay.
Programmed Morpheus into the new Matrix as a way of getting himself out subconsciously or something.
Oh, it was his get out of jail free card. Okay.
And he's half Morpheus, half an agent.
Oh.
Yeah, but he's not Morpheus at all, Ben. He's the guy from Aquaman.
Oh, yeah, Black Manta.
Yeah, he's Dr. Manhattan.
Oh, cool. Good for him.
Yeah, he's Candyman. He's in everything, that guy.
He's Candyman. He's in everything these days.
And now he's the new Morpheus. And, he's fine, but he's barely in it, and he's very ineffectual, and he doesn't really do anything. It's It's not.
Good.
Ben, I can't recommend. I can't recommend.
So how did it get made?
I don't know. Well, if the film is to be believed, Warner Brothers were making it no matter what.
Oh, so it's like that's self-referential. So like,
yes.
Did both Wachowskis return, or did one Wachowski return?
Only Lana Wachowski returned.
Okay, that's interesting.
So the other Wachowski, whose name I don't remember, obviously said, "Nah, let them." And Lana Wachowski said, "Nah, let's do it.
That's our baby. Let's look after our baby and botch it anyway."
And botch it anyway, because it's absolutely no use. I would say it tarnishes the legacy of The Matrix, but I don't think the legacy of The Matrix has been very good anyway, so, whatever. It's fine.
Speaking of tarnishing legacies, Michael.
Yes?
We've just got a brand new series on bloody Disney+.
Oh, a new series on Disney Plus, is it?
Yes, it's called The Book of Boba, and it's all about, Michael, travelling around various Asian countries and sampling a sweet tea delicacy.
Right, very good. You've done that joke before, I'll point out, but work away.
I'm going to stick with it. It's hosted by Tiamora Morrison.
Oh, very good. Oh, you're just rolling out all the classics.
Yeah, I'm just rocking them all out. And he actually does it in full Star Wars garb as a bit of an in-joke. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, that's very clever. That's very clever.
Michael, what we've actually been given is The Book of Boba, which is a spin-off from the Mandalorian series, where we had a reintroduced Boba Fett.
Yes, he was very good. People enjoyed him.
Yes, people enjoyed him. He's a very enjoyable man, Michael.
Yes, the most screen time he's ever had, Ben.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's 100% true. I also think, Michael, to be perfectly fair to all of this, I was a bit mean in my joke where I said tarnishing a legacy, but I am referencing a little bit of an internet schism.
Oh, is there a schism on the internet? Oh, it's so unusual because the internet is usually so calm.
Such a unified place.
Yes.
Such a unified place of joy and
tell us about the schism, Ben.
The schism is very simple, Michael. Boba Fett, when he was originally introduced to us in the first trilogy, didn't say a lot, Michael.
All he said was, I've put this bloke in carbonite here, do you want him?
Yeah. So, that's about it. I don't think he even said that, Michael.
Yeah, I think he said, look at this big pit.
Yeah, oh, Jesus, that's a big bit. It'd be awful to fall down. Oh, shit. Yeah. And he got knocked in. So we didn't actually get that much, but people seem to latch on to the original Boba Fett because he's just cool. He looks cool.
He's a cool dude in a Spartan helmet and a jetpack.
Yeah, he's got a jetpack and a flamethrower.
A Spartan helmet.
Yeah. And he just looks very cool. Just looks very cool, Michael.
That's all it is, Ben.
And that's all it is. But a lot of people have latched onto that. And a kind of a myth of Boba Fett has grown up around the character where he's a badass and he's a mercenary and he holds no punches and he's just a cold-blooded killer for hire and da-da-da. And lots of people seem to like that, Michael. And unfortunately, the new series makes him out to be a man of honor that actually has a code and works very hard to kind of uphold that code and be a better man. And it's really, really pissed off a lot of the original Star Wars fanboys. They're like, no, he's a bastard. He's a stone cold killer. And you're like, I don't think it was ever. We never really got a clear sense of who he was.
Well, Benjamin, you probably would if you've read the Legends book. Boba Fett's helmet, where did it come from?
Oh, really?
I don't know. But
I don't know either. Probably written by Dan Abnett or something.
Exactly, old Danny Abnett.
Old Danny Abnett. But anyway, it's caused a little bit of a schism, Michael.
A schism in Star Wars fans.
I know, it's very rare, very unusual, probably a once-in-a-lifetime event, Michael. But there you have it. There you have it. Now, Michael, as you know...
Yes?
The alternate name for this podcast was No Great Star Wars Fans Are We.
No Great Star Wars Fans Are We, Ben.
But we're back again and having a look at this. Now, I will say, Michael...
Go on.
This is not a bad show.
Oh.
Okay, but...
Yes.
Whoa. Somebody tried to parody the Mandalorian shtick and it hasn't worked out as well as it should.
Benjamin, is it just the Mandalorian again?
It's a worse Mandalorian.
Ah, the Mandalorian.
I think, one of the things that really sold the Mandalorian to us is the fact that Jyn Erso, I think that's his name, isn't it? Jyn Erso?
No. Jyn Erso is from
got the wrong
Rogue One.
Damn it.
Jyn
Djarin, possibly. Pedro Pascal.
Yes, the Mandalorian, you can call him.
The Mandalorian is not seen. He's always in the armor. He's a ruthless, efficient machine that occasionally talks, but what makes him cool is that he just gets the job done.
Ben, I believe just before the podcast, you were saying you like your Mandalorian heroes the way you like your women, seen but not heard.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said, Michael. That's precisely what I said. I have it tattooed across my chest, Michael, as you know.
Your exact words.
Just above the collarbones.
Yes.
So everybody knows how I feel about things. I didn't say that. Thanks, though. And yeah, so what happened there was we have a nice silent character, Michael.
Yeah.
He's very, very good, and it's made all the better by the supporting cast around him.
I believe you said your favourite was Gina Carano. That's what you said, wasn't it?
Yeah, my favourite. Gina Carano, who is famously anti-vax, just like myself, Michael. Give me freedom or give me death. As you know, Michael, that's my mantra.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't sticking that in me, pal.
Yeah.
Isn't that what they say?
That's what you say. That's specifically what you say.
Specifically what I say, is it?
And then moments afterwards you say, I like my women like I like my Mandalorians.
I
fully
enjoy
armored.
that. I enjoy that you broke down the Morpheus character earlier as a kind of weird amalgamation from somebody's subconscious. I often feel that I am a weird amalgamation from your subconscious, Michael.
Oh, yeah, definitely, for sure.
That's been built to just fulfill some strange need you have for a co-host.
Yes,
but anyway.
it's just a bizarrely right-wing lunatic co-host.
Anyway.
Go on.
It's not as good. I don't know if Boba Fett can carry it himself. I'm going to get his name wrong. I know you have the correct name.
No, I'm going to let you work away because it provides me no end of amusement.
Tiamora Morrison's is...
it'll never not be funny.
It'll never not be funny. Anyway, Tia Mowry is maybe not the right choice for leading a show by themselves. And I'm not sure the Fennec Boba Fett combo is strong enough to carry the series by itself. Now, again, Michael, there are lots of throwbacks to the Star Wars world.
Okay.
Slight spoilers for the first episode. We won't go into too many spoilers, Michael, because it's a brand new show.
Brand new show.
But the big tusky green boar guys from the original Star Wars, the guards. Yeah,
I know what they're called.
The big axes, yeah. The big green tusky boar boys.
Yeah, I know those fellas, yeah.
Yeah.
Gamora?
They're back. And I think we're supposed to go, oh, look at that. Remember that from the original Star Wars? But they've spent all that surprise credit from The Mandalorian, because we went through all that and we were like, oh, look at all these practical Star Wars effects. Isn't it great to be brought back to that world? And now we're kind of like, oh, it's not as groundbreaking. Personally, for me, I don't know. I just feel it doesn't have the same weight that The Mandalorian had.
Should they have just done an Obi-Wan Kenobi instead?
That's coming, Michael. We're getting an Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh, very good. Okay, I'll probably watch that.
Yeah, did you not know about this?
I did, yeah. I was doing a little kind of conceit.
Doing a little conceit. I don't know. The extended Star Wars universe is going to be interesting. I think the cult of Filoni is still in full swing. He has written episode 6 of the Book of Boba. And many fans have been like, oh, I'll just wait for that episode to come out. And I'm like, that's not how series work, lads. You don't get to pick and choose episodes.
Yes, you do. You can do whatever you like, Benjamin. No dictator of what episodes I watch are thee. Benjamin.
That's fair. Yes.
Benjamin, speaking of Ewan McGregor.
Okay.
I'll tell you what I watched over Christmas.
I don't know what's happening here. This isn't running order.
I'm going completely off running order here. I tell you what I watched over Christmas, though, and thoroughly enjoyed, and managed to sneak its way into being one of my top 5 favourite films of 2021.
Oh, wow.
You know what I watched, Ben, over Christmas? You know what I watched, Ben? Here's what I watched. I'm going to tell you what I watched. What I watched over Christmas was the director's cut of Dr. Sleep.
You've gone off running order here, and I don't know what to do.
I'm just telling you that I watched the director's cut of Dr. Sleep.
I've been left out in the wilds here, Michael, and I don't know what to... Get back on that running order.
I'm just saying... Why, is this... It's not preempting anything, is it?
I can't function. I don't know what to do here. You've gone off running order.
Benjamin, forget about the running order for a second. Right. Did you see the film Dr. Sleep?
I did.
Did you like it?
It's a damn good film.
It's so good.
And ironically slept on by us when it originally came out, but
we absolutely slept on it. We completely ignored it for some reason. What a great film.
It's so good.
Absolutely stunning.
Yeah. Ewan McGregor's great.
Ewan McGregor is great. The child actress is great.
The villain, what's her
Rebecca
name?
Ferguson
Rose?
is incredible.
She's unreal. They're so good.
She's from Northern Ireland.
Yeah, weird nomad vampire people.
Oh my God. How did I miss that? Why? How did I miss a thing about creepy vampire people going up against Ewan McGregor? Top 5 film of last year.
So good.
So good. So good. So brilliant.
Yeah. It's just a really great film. It plays homage to The Shining in a really great way. It's just a great book. It's a great book, great movie.
It pays homage to both Shining, which is incredible.
Yeah.
It pays homage to the book The Shining and the movie The Shining, while still making sense from both perspectives. So you can see it as a sequel to the book or a sequel to the movie, and both work.
It's
incroyable. Incroyable, Ben. One of the most incroyable. And what I particularly enjoy about it is how Ewan McGregor is this kind of down on his luck, washed out alcoholic figure. And he starts getting his life together, and then he meets a young person with similar powers to him. Yes. And he kind of takes her under his wing. And that kind of proves a kind of redemptive arc for him in a way.
Yeah. It's a redemptive arc, Michael. Well done. Yeah. Well played. Look at you. Look at you. I was going to go off on a whole thing about how Mike Flanagan is great, but you're right, Michael. Fatherhood.
It's Mike Flanagan. It's Mike Flanagan. Our mate Mike Flanagan.
Mike Flanagan is the guy that made The Shining.
No, Dr. Sleep.
Sorry, Dr. Sleep.
Yeah. So good, Ben.
So good. Mike Flanagan. Give him all the movies.
Just get him to do all the Stephen King movies. He just clicks with Stephen King material so well.
He knocks it out of the park.
Ben, Dr. Sleep is incredible. I don't know how well it did at the box office, but it's an incredible film.
Yeah, it's so good and very slept on. But Michael,
incredible.
You're absolutely right. Ewan McGregor, what a redemptive arc.
Yeah, very good.
Through the transformative power of stewardship and fatherhood. Yes. Michael.
Yes, what is it?
That's our topic for this week. Did you know that before you gave me that wonderful segue?
No, I didn't actually.
Oh, that's very fortuitous, isn't it?
I haven't been paying any attention to your running order here, as you know.
He's gone off running order. Serendipity abounds, Michael. Michael, I was browsing at TikTok there.
Oh yeah, I'm not on TikTok now, Ben. Do you want to explain it to me very briefly?
TikTok is a social media platform based on 30-second to 3 minute content. You can choose between 1 minute, 30 seconds, or 3 minutes worth of content, Michael.
Right.
And what you can do is you can occasionally hop on a trend using a popular sound, Michael, and you might take a popular trend or piece of dialogue from another bit of pop culture, and you might put your own captions over it to make it witty and humorous in a new context.
Oh, very clever.
Yeah. It's also a wonderful platform, Michael, for pop culture hot takes.
Oh, I see.
And very solid for just general discussions about pop culture. It's great. It's a great little app.
Go on, yeah.
Great
and
little
would it help, Ben? Would it help if I was sexy?
I would imagine so, Michael. You would do very well, Michael. I think we'd probably get you a kind of a sexy, older sensei vibe going, and we'd probably get a lot of content that way.
Oh, thanks, Ben.
Yeah, we'd probably get a lot of content that way.
Everyone could just call me Sexy Sensei from now on, please.
Yeah, that's the name from now on, Sexy Sensei. I'll get you a t-shirt. It's in the post. Anyway, Michael, I came across one where they were like, have you seen The Mandalorian? And the joke is that the woman goes, "Oh, you mean the Space Switcher?"
Oh, very good. I see. Because
you see,
because they're both they found a little child, or some magical child that they have to protect.
Exactly, and then the woman then goes on to say, Michael, naturally, she's like, well, there's nothing similar about them. Why would you call it the Space Switcher? Oh, yeah, there's nothing similar about the two men that want nothing to do with the main story of any part and don't really want to be involved in the major arcs of any political scandal or want to deal with the real world in any way. They really just want to get on with their business, going through space, taking various bounties for hire, until they eventually get stumbled and waylaid into some kind of epic plot where they have to save a small child that they have somehow found themselves involved with. And it's very good, Michael. It's because it's true.
Because that's both of the stories.
It's true. Bloody Space Switchers, Michael. Bloody Space Switchers. And that begs a question, Michael, because both of those, The Mandalorian and The Witcher, are very popular.
Funnily enough, I don't know if The Witcher is that popular.
Oh.
It's certainly popular.
Yes.
But I don't know if The Witcher is as mainstream popular as some of the other things we talk about here.
Is it not?
I don't know. I feel it isn't. I feel it hasn't quite broken through to the extent of The Mandalorian or Game of Thrones or, any of the really big fantasy shows. I could be completely wrong, but I don't think it's having quite as much of a pop culture impact as some of the other shows are.
Oh.
Could be completely wrong though, Ben. I have no figures to back that up.
That's okay. I like your gut hunch. What are they called? Your gut feeling?
A hunch.
Or a hunch. Yeah. Gut hunch.
Gut hunch. That's what they call me. That's my new nickname. Sexy Sensei Gut Hunch. I sound like a 90s fighting game character.
It does sound a little bit like that's your special move is the gut hunch. Gut hunch.
Oh, don't do that.
You just do it over and over. You do a button smashing. Be good. Anyway, Michael.
Yes, what is it?
It did bring me into an interesting thing where there seems to be kind of a common trope, Michael, of a big, gruff, dangerous man finding themselves in a guardian position and it being a transformative opportunity for redemption as a trope.
Non-stop, in fact.
Yes. And it's all over the place, Michael. One of the most recent examples that we've seen, of course, is The Bloody Witcher.
Yes.
Which apparently isn't as popular as I thought it was.
It might not be, Ben. I've watched about half of The Witcher season 2. And I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what about The Witcher.
Go on.
It's a mixed bag of quality.
It is. It is.
It really is. And I rewatched a bit of season 1, and it always has been.
Yeah, it's a B-movie thing. It's weird.
Yeah. It's a real mixed bag. There's some great episodes, and then there are some where you go, oh my God, are these people still talking about magic?
Yeah, I've seen all of season 2, Michael.
Right, go on.
I watched the whole thing, and the most boring parts are the magic parts.
Oh my God, who cares?
Just show me Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
In a very, very deep V-necked tunic.
Yeah, doing a big chop or something.
And then have a witty bloody bard come in, give him a quip or two, have Henry Cavill go, ugh.
Oh, fuck.
And then let me get another 6 episodes of that, please.
Benjamin.
Yeah.
One of the things that doesn't speak to me about The Witcher is the way Henry Cavill says fuck. Because he just goes, fuck. But I tell you what, I always feel it should be more like, oh, fuck.
That's weird. I don't know why. What?
He should sound more upset and broken, I feel, as a man approaching 40.
Fuck.
Oh, fuck.
A bit of a Jesse from Breaking Bad, kind of like, fuck.
Yeah, something like that. Benjamin.
Go on.
They gave Siri eyebrows in season 2.
Yeah, they had to. They realised that it was very unnerving to look at a child with no eyebrows.
Yeah, very strange.
They were like, here, darken those up a bit, will you?
It was the most sudden and jarring appearance of eyebrows I've seen since episode 3 of The Orville.
But also... That's very good.
That happened in The Orville. Remember that character who had no eyebrows? And in episode 3, she had eyebrows. Very strange. As you know, Benjamin, I suffer from eyebrow envy, so this is something I really pay attention to.
Michael, you cannot see your eyebrows with your new ring light.
It's not that you can't see them because of my new ring light, Ben. It's because they're blonde and very faint.
You've got very faint eyebrows. You've got a suggestion of eyebrows.
I'm like Siri in season 1, not Siri in season 2.
I think we've just found your cosplay for the Comic-Con if they ever come back.
People will be against that, I feel.
Season 1 Siri.
Yeah.
People might be, but I won't be. I'll be all for it. I'll be like, go on, you do that.
Is that 40-year-old man dressed as an 11-year-old girl?
No.
Look, you can tell eyebrows.
Look away.
Anyway,
Benjamin,
what are we talking
about? We're very rambly today, Michael. Very rambly today. Anyway, Michael.
Yes.
What we were talking about is the transformative quality of fatherhood. So, in an unusual twist, The Witcher really spends all of season 1 setting up to this transformative element. And then, in season 2, we finally get to see the effect that Ciri will have on The Witcher.
Yes.
And it really transports him from being a reluctant kind of hero in season 1.
Yes.
To a full-blown, touch my ward and I will cut you into tiny little ribbons and smithereens.
Yes, and then people are like, but why The Witcher? And he's like, I don't know.
Because they're bound.
Just important. She's important or something.
Yeah, so it's probably not done that well, Michael, but it is a driving character point for Geralt in season 2. But you've hit the nail on the head there. Why, Witcher? Why are you doing this? Well, and it's not explained.
No, it isn't. And, that's, in my eye, a bit of a weakness of both seasons of The Witcher, that I'm still waiting for the show to be about The Witcher. Yeah. Season 1 was definitely about Yennefer. And season 2, from what I've seen, although I could be wrong, is mostly about Ciri.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So is it going to be about The Witcher?
No, because I think The Witcher fulfills that same Mandalorian aspect where he's the linchpin of an episode. But if you've ever seen a linchpin, Michael, they're not all that interesting.
No, except what are the sisters from Bewitched called? Were they the Lynches?
I couldn't tell you.
No, okay. Look, it's not a strong joke if I can't remember the people's names.
That's a shame, isn't it?
Let's therefore move on. Benjamin, though.
Yeah.
But is he transformed by it? Does he have a character arc?
See, that's the thing. I think we're supposed to believe that he does.
Right.
I think we're supposed to believe that through a series of monosyllabic grunts, including one very heated scene where Yennefer attempts to kidnap Ciri.
Right.
To gain her own power, to which Geralt suddenly appears behind her with a sword at her throat and says, "Mine."
Ooh.
In a very domineering way, which got the whole a very specific side of the internet very hot and bothered, Michael. Let me tell you.
Is that a side of the internet mostly populated by women and gay men?
Yes.
Yes, yeah. I've been on that side of the internet.
Yes, it is. It's a lovely side of the internet, in fairness.
Sometimes.
Once you get past the lustiness of it, it's quite nice.
Sometimes can be a bit angry.
Bit angry, yeah, occasionally. Yeah. But anyway, that's going to get into trouble somewhere along the line. But anyway, Michael,
Yes, what is it?
I think we're supposed to believe that it is transformative, but it isn't, because it's still just Geralt from season 1, and now he's a bit angrier.
Yeah, he's a bit angrier because someone is trying to touch Ciri.
Yeah, and he doesn't like that. But somewhere that does that much better, Michael, is The Mandalorian.
Go on.
The bond that Pedro, I'm just going to go with Pedro Pascal because I can't remember his name outside of the house.
Din Djarin, but you can just call him the Mandalorian.
The bond the Mandalorian has with Grogu, or Baby Yoda, which he will forever be in my head, is a bond that's built up over time. It's endearing. It's lovable. The child is actually in peril because he can't really talk or articulate himself in any way.
He can do the Force.
He can do the Force sometimes when he really needs to.
Yeah, like
I like that we both did the Force hand thing. That was good. But anyway, in that, it's a much purer understanding of the transformative quality of fatherhood, because in taking on this responsibility, the Mandalorian goes from a serious, no holds barred, no qualms as long as the bounty gets collected kind of character to someone that is constantly forced to go, jobber kid, money or kid, freedom or kid, damn it. And he takes on the task. And then, Michael, and spoilers for season 2 of The Mandalorian, we get the soul-crushing moment that the Mandalorian has to make the ultimate sacrifice in fatherhood, and that is to give his child a better life without him.
With bloody Luke Skywalker, of all people.
Which isn't great, Michael, because if you look at the other 3 films, the youngling school gets cut down by bloody Adam Driver. So
yeah, not a sign of him there, is there?
Let's hope bloody Grogu made it out.
Where did poor little Grogu go?
What are we supposed to do? Well, Michael, it's not the first time we've seen this.
No, Benjamin, it's a very well-worn trope.
It's a very well-worn trope all over the place. We have Wolf and Cub, Michael, which is the famous Japanese manga series.
Go on, do tell me more.
Wolf and Cub was it was kind of like a pulp film series originally, and then it got turned into a manga. But Wolf and Cub is a samurai who has his son. They travel around Japan, and they have to deal with. I might have that wrong now. I'm gonna have to look it up.
No, you're not. You don't. You're right.
No, it's Wolf. Sweet. Nice. Wolf and Cub. And it's a really famous kind of series of old films that people really, 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 really love. But we just feel bonded to it instantly, Michael. We're just like, look at that dad looking after his kid. Yeah. And then we always get the nice moment where the kid it finally steps up to the plate and dad needs him. You kind of give it a boom and it works really, really well. There are so that's kind of tried and tested. We see it as well with Wolverine in Logan.
Well, Wolverine and Logan, Ben, is, I think, probably one of the preeminent versions of it.
Yeah. It's very good. Yes. Do you have anything to add to that?
No, that's preeminent, Ben.
Okay, very good.
It's the preeminent one. Because Wolverine in the comic books was always a kind of a father figure to the various young X-Men.
Yes, especially the outcasts, Michael.
Especially the outcast, but not always. I mean, he was famously a bit of a father figure to one Catherine Pryde,
Yes, Kitty Pryde in the comics, Michael.
aka Kitty Pryde, aka Shadowcat.
Yeah.
He was always a kind of surrogate father figure to her, even back when he was still just considered to be one of the normal X-Men and not a hundreds of years old weird mutant man.
Yeah, from the mountains of Canada.
From the mountains of Canada with an incredibly convoluted backstory. And then in the bloody 90s, he was a bit of a surrogate father figure to young Jubilation Lee.
Oh, yeah. Al Jubilation Lee, Michael.
So they were always making Wolverine a kind of a father figure to whatever teen runaway character the X-Men were putting in danger.
Yeah. And I think it's really important for that specific type of character because without it, there's not actually a lot to root for in them.
In Wolverine, because he's a real son of a bitch.
He's a real son of a bitch. The Mandalorian, that first episode of The Mandalorian, Michael, is terrifying. He's a cold-hearted son of a bitch.
Yeah, he'll shoot you and put you on a grappling hook. Benjamin.
Yeah.
If you remember the plot of X-Men, the first film X-Men.
Yeah.
That whole film was about Wolverine becoming a bit of a surrogate father figure to Rouge.
It was, to Rouge.
Rouge, I believe is her name. You're right. Sorry, I mispronounced it.
It's okay. Happens to the best of us.
So it's been a kind of a running thing throughout X-Men that Wolverine is always on the hunt for, pardon the pun, because it's Wolverine, he's hunting, but he's always on
nudge,
the
nudge, look at you.
winky, winky,
Look
nudgy,
at you.
nudgy. He's always on the hunt, Ben. He's always on the lookout for someone to adopt. He's basically like, you got any young ones around? Nothing creepy. I just want to take them under my wing, my metaphorical wing. Not like Angel over here, who has an actual young one under his wing. Someone check on that. My metaphorical wing.
I don't know what this weird bit is.
No, neither do I. I don't know where I'm going.
I don't know what
but
to do
then,
with this.
Benjamin,
Yeah.
then he gets someone who's his actual flesh and blood, in a way.
Yeah. Laura, the clone.
Laura the clone Laura, the clone of him, but a lady.
But a lady. And then he gets to be a proper redemptive character arc dad character. Yeah, and it's really interesting because it seems to be a rather thankless job quite often and ends up in either the destruction of the character or a huge emotional blow for them.
Yes.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But also narrative. So leaving aside the fact that in the end of it, Wolverine dies. So, for him, about the worst outcome.
Yeah. It's pretty bad.
But pretty bad enough. But narratively, it's very satisfying that he basically sees the good side of things for once through her.
Yeah. For a change.
Yeah, we say for a change. He's gone through several films of being quite selfless and noble.
Yeah, but we don't actually know which films are canon and which aren't. So
yeah. And they have to reset him at the start of Logan to make him curmudgeonly and antisocial and a bit of a bad bloke again.
Yeah, because they've reverted him right on back to the... I think they try and explain that away with the comic books. I think they're like, oh yeah, those comic book stories, don't believe everything you read. And you're like, well, hang on, Benjamin. Hugh Jackman.
In a slight tangent and a slight potential spoiler, but it's only gossip at the moment. Have you seen the promotional artwork for No Way Home, which shows that it was originally going to feature America Chavez?
No.
And she was going to be responsible for the multiverse breaking down.
Oh, that would have made a lot more sense, I think.
Yeah. And she's going to be in Multiverse of Madness, Ben. So, more crossovers?
But Michael, come here to me. Does it say why she wasn't the cause? Why they went with Dr. Stephen Strange?
Well, because I think what's going to happen was that, and what we're hearing is that Doctor Strange was originally supposed to come out before No Way Home.
Oh, okay.
That was the original plan.
Oh, what happened there?
Delays.
Classic Hollywood kerfuffles.
Classic Hollywood. Have you ever heard of COVID?
I haven't. What's that?
Not film COVID.
Oh, okay.
The coronavirus, SARS-19 or whatever it's called.
Oh, okay. That sounds awful.
That caused a lot of stuff to get delayed. Benjamin!
Yeah.
Are there any other redemptive father figures?
Well, I was just going to talk about probably one of the greatest father redemptive arcs that I can think of in modern pop culture, Michael, and that's God of War.
God of War with Kratos. So in the first, many, many moons ago, Michael, one of the favourite games, one of the PlayStation classics was God of War. We got God of War 1, God of War 2, God of War 3, Ascension. Very good. This is a great list, yeah.
I can't remember as it goes along. There are lots of games. And in it, Michael, you play Kratos, the God of War. Now, Michael, many classic curmudgeons out there will be going, hang on a minute, the God of War is Ares.
Yeah, he's Ares.
Get out of here. Well, no, not in this iteration, Michael. What happens is Kratos is a man filled with a godlike rage.
He just wants some vengeance.
He just wants some vengeance, Michael. And when his wife and child are taken from him, he goes on a murderous rampage against the cruelty and capricious nature of the gods.
Oh, I hope he gets every last one of them.
He does.
Oh, good. Okay.
Spoilers for games that came out nearly 10 years ago. But he does. He just
nearly
wipes
20
the
years
map.
ago, I think.
He kills the Greek pantheon.
Good. They probably deserved it.
They did. They're a bunch of pricks. I tell you what, if you ever see a swan giving you the eye, go the other way. Zeus is on the prowl. You don't want any of that.
Zeus, yeah.
Don't want any of that. But anyway, Michael. In those original games, all you are is a murder machine.
Yeah, you're killing everyone.
That's what you do. There are weird sex mini games.
Oh, good.
Yeah, you used to be able to lie down with people and have a good old time by hitting buttons at the right time. It was real weird. It was a real horny teenage fantasy game series.
Oh, very good.
Yeah. And then, Michael, obviously, that doesn't really hold tack in 2018. 2017 when it came out, because we've advanced as a society and that kind of thing is considered crude, immature, and quite frankly, inappropriate.
All right, okay.
Which is fair enough, okay? So what do you do, Michael? What do? You take a beloved character whose personality is loathsome.
Right.
Whose gimmick, frankly, is a little bit too edgelord for anybody's good taste.
Right, go on.
What you do is you give them a son. And that's what they do. They give him Atreus. They give Atreus to Kratos, the God of War, and it becomes a game set in Norse mythology for a change. Yep. So Kratos killed everybody in his own mythology and left. He went off to find somewhere else.
Got rid of them all.
Yeah.
Where's somewhere without gods? This is pretty cold and miserable.
Yeah.
Can't be any gods here.
Oh, spoiler alert, ladies and gentlemen. There were many gods there.
Fucking loads of them.
Loads, stacks of gods. But anyway, Michael, what happens?
Fewer once Kratos arrived.
Exactly. One extra. Hanging out. Just chilling. So, Michael, one of the interesting things about that is they give him Atreus. And Atreus is a god because his father is a god. And he becomes a god automatically. They don't really do the whole demigod thing in
I thought
God
his
of War.
mother was a god as well.
Huh?
I thought his mother was a god
His mother's a giant.
Oh, a giant.
Yes. So now, giant in the God of War series doesn't mean that they're very big and tall. It means that they're a race of people. Giants are a race of different people.
Another more different type of god.
Another more different type of god. Now you've got it, Michael. Now you've got it.
Oh, very good. Okay.
So anyway, they give him this. And one of the interesting things they do with Atreus is Atreus becomes a viewpoint through which Kratos kind of has to challenge his old view. Kratos' view of the world is that you never trust gods. Gods are the worst.
Yeah.
And they should all die. And through this new character of his son, he has to raise his son, who he hasn't told is a god.
Oh.
The son doesn't know. And so we come up with all this dilemma and philosophical questioning around Kratos' original thing. We find a Kratos who's much more remorseful, much more regretful. He's really reflected on his time destroying the entire world that he came from. And he's like, maybe I went a step too far there. Maybe that wasn't the best move. And it's interesting. It's all done through the tool of his son. And I suppose it's a whole new layer, Michael, on it because it's a game. And so it's our job to protect our son, and it's our job to work with our son and make decisions to work with our son when we play as Kratos. And it's a fascinating game, Michael. It does a great job of taking a character who is very of his time. He's a very early 2000s edgelord kind of character.
He's got big hooks.
He's got the blades of chaos, Michael.
Not
big old
anymore,
chainy
now he's
blades.
got an axe.
Huh?
Now he's got an axe.
Now he's got a big old axe, and it's great. It's a great game mechanic. Anyway, we'll get into that another time, Michael. But anyway, through his son, we get to see a whole new side of Kratos, and it works out really bloody well, Michael.
Benjamin, none of these are great dads.
No,
This
they're
isn't
not.
a list of best dads.
No, heavens to Betsy, no. Michael, it's to do with redemption. They're usually quite poor people at the beginning of their arc, and through the dynamic of the son, or the daughter. Occasionally, we see that in The Last of Us, for example.
Yeah.
Joel is given his chance at redemption through Ellie. And so it happens in both ways. But that transformative role is very important. And it gives us a much more nuanced character portrait. We get to see people who normally we wouldn't like, Michael. If we met someone like Wolverine in real life, we'd just be like, Jesus, that man's a lunatic. Stay the fuck away from him.
Not the actor Hugh Jackman, though. An absolute delight.
An absolute delight, Michael. The Greatest Showman. What a delight. But anyway, through that we get to kind of experience that. There's a weird inversion of it, Michael, where we get a lot of sinister mothers in science fiction. So it's a strange inversion of it. So it's a very redemptive and positive trope when it's a father and their new role. But we get a lot of weird inversions where we get like weird robot sci-fi where the mothers are evil and you can't trust women that suddenly adopt children and stuff like that. You've got like the evil mother in His Dark Materials. You've got the evil robot mother in Mother on Netflix. You've got another weird robot mother on Raised by Wolves, which is another sci-fi one that's out on Sky One at the minute.
I haven't seen any of these things, Ben.
Yeah, they're interesting, but they're not great, Michael. We probably should make 2022 the year of maybe branching out our content a little bit more.
I haven't seen any of these things you're talking about.
But yeah, there's a lot of those. But very often we'll see an inversion of the motherhood trope, and that's probably something to do with a patriarchal society, which we'll look at in another episode, Michael.
Oh, will we get a representative of the patriarchy on?
Well, I think we're both prime examples of the patriarchy, Michael. But
I don't know. I think my life would be a lot more successful if I was in the patriarchy.
I know. I think we'd both be a lot more successful if we were in the patriarchy.
Yeah,
but anyway,
they
Michael,
keep sending back my membership form, Ben.
I don't think mine ever got sent off. I think I forgot to put a stamp on it.
That wouldn't surprise me in the slightest.
No, it's a very me thing to do. Michael, come here to me.
Go on, yeah.
Come here to me. We're going to wrap this one up with a very, very simple thing. Michael, what are you looking forward to in 2022?
Oh, Ben, an end to suffering would be nice. You mean pop culture-wise?
Pop culture-wise, please.
Oh, Dracula Untold 2. This time it's Michael Morbius.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that, Ben.
You're going to have to, Michael, because they've delayed it again.
Ah, good. You know it's from the writers of Dracula Untold. Maybe we talked about that on the podcast before, but it's from the same writers as Dracula Untold.
I don't want to meet those writers. I feel like they have a real vampire kink.
Yeah, not going for it for me. Benjamin.
Yeah.
You know what I did the other day? I watched on Netflix or Amazon Prime. Have you seen The Protégé?
Have you gone off running order again?
Yeah. No, I'm leading into a thing. Have you seen The Protégé, Ben?
Just remind me. It's ringing a bell somewhere in my brain.
It's about a female assassin played by Maggie Q who's out for vengeance after her what's the opposite of protégé? Mentor is killed.
Oh yeah, Samuel L. Jackson's in that one, isn't he?
Yes, and Batman, Michael Keaton is in it.
Oh, nice.
And I tell you what I'm looking forward to in 2022, Ben, is hopefully an end to wronged woman in her 40s revenge thriller films.
They're not for you, are they not?
Because there's just so many of them. They're just constant. We've been bombarded by them. Jolt, Gunpowder Milkshake, Kate. It's just non-stop. So that's what one thing I'm looking forward to is an end to that trend. I think that trend is the 2019-2020 equivalent of 70-year-old man beating people up because they kidnapped his daughter, Liam Neeson trend of the 2010s.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
They replaced man in his 70s with woman in her 40s.
Yeah.
And the sooner the better that ends. Although what Lena Headey, Kate Beckinsale and the likes will do, I don't know.
Yes, what are they going to do when that genre ends?
Yes, Benjamin. I'm looking forward to DC's late addition to the multiverse world, where everyone's just going to start going, what?
Again, that's causing some controversy.
Is this the same as the Batman universe? Oh, Ben, there's lots of controversy about that because apparently they're going to be killing off Batman and Superman and replacing them with Batwoman and Spider-Woman.
It's really interesting because number one, yes, that I've heard that as well. Apparently, Michael Keaton is going to be the Nick Fury of the DC universe coming into the future. Which is going to be interesting. But also, Michael, I've heard that the source for that is not very reputable. The person who posted that on their Twitter is a bit known for making up shenanigans, so she is.
Ah, very good. Okay.
Yeah, so maybe it's not. But it wouldn't surprise me if they did, and I, for one, Michael, would welcome an end to the Schneiderverse.
Because you bloody hate it.
That's what I'm looking forward to in 2021.
I tell you what, there's nothing else that really has me super excited. I think probably the most exciting film of the year will be Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, which is coming out, I think, quite early in the year.
It's April, March. I have it written down somewhere.
Yeah, I think it's March. I want to say March. Thor Love and Thunder, Ben. We've never been terribly excited by a Thor film, and they always surprise us.
Yeah, so maybe we'll just keep that trend going for 2022.
Yeah, let's not be too excited about it, and then maybe it'll be absolutely incredible.
Yeah, maybe that'll work.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe.
All right, so our predictions for 2022 are keep those expectations low, ladies and gentlemen, and then we can't be disappointed.
Keep your expectations in check. It's not over yet. We're still there. We're still hanging in there. It's nearly over, though.
To quote one MJ Watson from the Spider-Man movies, expect nothing and you'll never be disappointed.
Exactly, Ben. Exactly.
Nice. Ladies and gentlemen, what did you think? What did you think of the Book of Boba? What did you think? Or what are your favourite examples of transformative fatherhood in popular culture? You can get in touch with us a bunch of ways and let us know. You can find us on the interwebs at www.seomrabeag.com, seomrabeag.com.
It means tiny room in Irish.
It does indeed. You can find us on Instagram at Sure Look, Sure Listen Podcast.
It means Sure Look, Sure Listen in English.
You can find us on the Twitter at ListenSure.
Look, you know what that means.
Yeah, you didn't need my help with that one. And you can get in touch with us and let us know a bunch of things. But, ladies and gentlemen,
what is it?
It's 2022. Why don't you kick it off right with a sense of community and shared interest and get up on that Discord and chat to us?
Hop up on it before Microsoft buy it.
Yeah, are they going to buy it? Are they buying Discord?
I think so, yeah.
Aww.
Someone's buying it.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, you can join us in a week's time where we'll be taking a look at the Pope in the Pool trope. The trope of casting characters doing unusual actions or in crazy costumes to distract from the fact that there's absolutely no plots. So send us in your best examples of that, please.
Oh, give us an example, Ben.
A very good example of that would be... you put me right on the corner here, Michael.
I've put you on the spot, Ben. I've put you on the spot because I don't really know what it means. I've never heard that phrase before.
I'll put up a post on Instagram and explain what it is so people can get in touch with us and send us in their details.
The listeners can tell us then.
The listeners can tell us then. And ladies and gentlemen, if you hadn't had enough of both of our glorious voices, you can check us out this very Wednesday on our other podcast, Collecting Issues, the bi-weekly comic book club.
The bi-weekly comic book club.
Where we'll be kicking off the year by looking at Far Sector from DC Comics.
Oh no!
Yeah, Green Lantern in a far end of space.
Oh no, you told me about this before Christmas and I forgot all about it.
And it's 12 issues, Michael, so you got to get reading.
Oh no, I've got to read 12 issues before Wednesday. 12 issues of off-the-shelf Green Lantern. Oh no.
I actually have it read. I'm so delighted.
Oh no.
That's it from us this week, ladies and gentlemen. Bye-bye.
Oh no, everybody. Bloody 2022.